A gigantic flash of light overtakes the landscape.
What in the name of Primus?
Where are we? What scrap just happened?
What sort of techno-organic trickery is this?
Looks like we need to make it back to the news.
Wherever we are, it's all Megatron's fault.
The entire house begins to bicker with one another.
Peas and carrots.
In the blink of an eye, multiple Transformers from various points in time and alternate universes find themselves trapped within the confines of an infinite void of white.
The entire cast continues to bicker again.
While attempting to keep their paranoia, grief, and anger at bay, although they're doing rather poor job on anger, the group must attempt to leave the past behind and work together to discover where exactly they are, and more importantly, how to get back home.
Where are we? How do we get home? What's happening?
What? Where's Wally when you need him?
I said, in the blink of an eye, multiple Transformers from various points in time and alternate universes find themselves—
Quiet!
The entire cast falls silent.
All right. If everyone has gotten all that out of their systems, I propose we make a truce at once.
Although you are not the Optimus Prime I have known and loathed for an eternity, I see no other choice but to agree with you.
Well, that's the first time we've ever agreed about something. But what do you mean? You look similar and sound identical to the Megatron from Combiner Wars.
That's where you're wrong. I'm not nearly sassy enough. Starscream and I battled in the war for Cybertron.
I see. I'm sorry, who? Oh, yeah, that guy. So it appears we're from alternate timelines. Very interesting.
But the question is whether or not you can trust him, Big Mac. You know the old saying, when Decepticons talk truce, it just means they need time to reload their weapons.
You can't be serious, Optimus Prime! You're not going to stress Megatron, are you?
Would you rather just stand around doing nothing with that look of no surprise on your face?
Oh.
Hey! This is how I always look.
All right, that's
Being
enough.
under struggle.
We have no alternatives. Autobots, lay down your arms.
All Decepticon units, stand down at once.
Oh, but fighting each other is all we're good at.
The entire cast falls silent for 3, 2, 1.
Do you think it's coming back?
What? The voice. I think we have more pressing issues on our servos.
I mean, yeah, I know, white void and all, but maybe that spooky voice could have helped us out of here?
Well, me Grimlock just going to say it. We are dead!
Dead?
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
Well, is it because me Grimlock's standing right next to a ghost?
I am not dead, Dino Brain. You and I were on the same space bridge reconstruction team when we were teleported here.
Oh yeah? Then how you survived being shot to laser core by Scavenger on Autobot Shepherd?
I didn't die, I was in a coma.
Wrong franchise! Me not buying it!
I'm sure we can discuss the conditions that led to Prowl becoming stronger, faster, and more alive at a different time. Right now, we should try and deduce where we are presently located.
Well, this place isn't the after spot, that's for sure. Where are the endless pools of energon and the cute medical nurses that spoon feed it to you?
Like you would know what the other side of the Matrix is.
I've died like 5 times, dude.
Oh, no.
And what you just described was Paratron, you lugnut! But Perceptor's right. We need to find out how we can return to our proper timelines and universes. Any ideas?
Proper universes, you say? How do you know we're not all part of one absolutely ginormous and horribly convoluted singular timeline?
Who said that?
Look! Up in the sky!
It's a bot!
It's a plane!
I'm all those things! What's 4 other things? Six Shot is my name. As Cybertron's ninja consultant, I am one robot army. I'm a fighter jet.
That's one.
A rocket car.
That's 2.
I'm a tank. 3. A winged wolf. 4. A laser pistol.
5?
And a robot.
That's 6. 6 forms! It's actually yet horrible that you think it's still impressive.
Possibility to do better?
Hold on, I'm going to get my page. Apparently no, not me! But apparently there's some latest invention who can transform into 10 modes.
Impossible. Such a feat could never.
Dragon mode, 2-headed dragon mode, flying griffin mode, jet mode, giga claw mode.
Vehicle mode, bat mode, iron mammoth mode, and robot mode.
And that's not even counting his secret devil ostrich mode.
Aren't some of those modes redundant?
An Iron Mammoth? I mean, come on!
Makes about as much sense as 6 Shot's new submarine mode in Passenger Time.
Shut up, Starscream. You there. I order you to tell me how we wound up in this place.
Ha! Like him, Prowl never going to answer you, mega jerk.
Like I said, Grimlock, Perceptor, Sandstorm Racer, and myself were on a space bridge reconstruction team. There must have been a software glitch or a loose circuit because in an instant we were all teleported here without warning.
Were you attacked by the Decepticons?
Not likely. The few Decepticons left on Cybertron haven't made so much as a beep since the end of the Great War.
Oh, good. I was concerned the piece my Cybertron experienced was just a fluke. I, too, was focusing on space bridge repairs when a freak lightning strike fried the control panels and sent me to this place.
Wait, back up. The Decepticons lost the Great War, Cybertron fell to the Autobots, so wait, is that even possible?
Silence. You sure?
It's no silence.
It is indeed true. The first generation Decepticons lost the Great War in 2007. However, Blackarachnia and myself are from 3 centuries in their future. A future where my lord conquered all of Cybertron single-handedly, and with his Viacom forces plans to unify all Cybertronians.
Really? You have Viacons too? Are they sentient or simply cannon fodder?
It really just depends on the episode.
That's where you're wrong. Breakface's idea of unification is nothing but slavery. That's why we were trying to put a stop to your galactic expansion plans at the old space bridge facility. Too bad I took you with me when you tried to teleport me into deep space. I sure hope Stryker can hold off an enraged Silverbolt.
It will be a worthy sacrifice if it means ridding Cybertron of your beastly techno-organic form. As Cybertron's eternal sentry, it is my sworn duty to forever protect our homeworld from any and all threats.
I thought that was you, Obsidian. You are always willing to commit horrifying atrocities in the name of Cybertron.
And while wearing Decepticon colors too. Or the occasionally dessert camo.
It's 1 S in here though.
Dessert is 2 S's. You want more dessert?
Oh, sorry.
I like dessert camo personally.
There was those
Wait a
ice
minute.
cream twins.
Wouldn't Obsidian being a protector of Cybertron automatically make him an Autobot?
Oh, please, not this again. Has it never dawned upon any of you that Stryker and I might have been neutral?
Yeah, me not buying that either.
Your claim of neutrality lacks any hints of knowledge, Obsidian, and it's veering us off topic again.
You there, dull surprise.
Don't you come with any slight
Dull surprise. What's your story?
What are you even wasting your time on Editon on that worthless pile of scrap?
Worthless pile of scrap. I don't think so. I'm ticking on cons more ferocious than anyone of you. And this new Roadbuster Wild Armor for $19.99 a month makes me even stronger. I am strong. I have pride. I am energy high.
You not Ironhide diesel old rust bucket that turns into red soccer mom bag. Look at you! You look more like Hound with that green paint job, and your head isn't even concealed in your old mold.
Well, maybe I keep my head out to make up for the fact that your Ironhide's toy didn't really have a head. Or maybe because he got blown off in the movie.
Hey, I was on that show, you.
Hey! Optimus cuts Carl off before he says a bad word.
Well, he wanted to say he can't stay because there's preschool toys present.
I was readjusting one of the space bridge projected antennas in Harm City when a swarm of Terracons attacked me. One of their blasts must have hit the antenna.
The exact same thing happened to me.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, except for the oddly named city and the Terracons and the attack. But then the space bridge thing happened to me too.
Perceptor, are you seeing a connection?
Indeed, I am, Prowl. It's all starting to come together. What about you two? Were you using a space bridge recently?
Space bridge? No.
Oh? Oh.
We were using a ground bridge. We were supposed to return to the Nemesis, but got sent here instead. I told Megatron we should have never put that moron Steve in charge of the bridge network.
Really? His name is Steve? Steve the Leviathan.
Does such a designation surprise you? I think it's humorous. I guess you and I have more differences than I initially thought, my fellow Shin's.
The only similarity we share is our Japanese voice actors.
Well, regardless of what happened in your reality, our Decepticons will be victorious, right, Soundwave?
What's his problem? Also, he has a handsome look. Does he ever talk?
Not really. He's a silent spy plane, never talking, but always observing and recording.
Sorry, I'm supposed to say, well, that's absolutely horrifying. Are you sure he doesn't work for the government?
Worry not, Arachnid. In my timeline, the Decepticons have all but won the Great War. The Autobots have been reduced to a small, inconsequential rebellion.
So then how did you end up here if your Autobots were all, decimated?
Starscream and I were brought here during our battle with Scorponok at the space bridge orbiting Nebulos. Just to let that fool Prime and his misguided followers attempt to take that Titan down. So then that just leaves you.
I was fighting Philip, Marshall, and Billy over power packs with new Soundwave. Once our dastardly deed was done, new Soundwave departed. He would attempt to steal the power pack from Rodimus Prime, while I would use the space bridge to teleport the spaceship Bruce and Sound Fortress to a one-on-one fight to the finish.
The entire cast falls silent in disbelief.
I'm silent in disbelief.
What?
Do you have any idea how insane that all sounds?
Hey, it's an official dub of Headmasters. It uses the opening credits of Victory for some reason. Check it out, it's pretty amazing.
I doubt any of us will ever be able to see if we're still trapped wherever we are. I'm starting to think Grimlock is right. We're all dead and stuck inside some sort of digital purgatory.
Well, there's maybe some animated kids show for all I know. But I didn't want to admit it. But I think it's the most likely explanation.
My only regret is I did not expire on the crust of my beloved Cybertron.
Mortals. You do not know that yet, Moon Racer.
Crust? Oh, sure. That's easy for you to say, Prime. For you, death just an inconvenience, like stubbing your toe.
Oh, Did I hear you say moon racer? Well. It must feel so good to be up and about again after your little incident at the Sea of Rust.
What's that supposed to mean?
What I mean is that in my reality, you were a generic repaint of a tin full of brand spanking new toys. You were overtaken by a horde of sparklers and torn to pieces. It was a fun little moment, I don't. Here's the red shirt.
Please, calm yourself, Moon Racer. The Moon Racer he knew was not you, but it is just as I suspected. Despite incalculable odds, it seems we have all been transported here due to malfunctions in our respective space bridge technologies. Malfunctions that took place across the multiverse at the exact same moment in time.
And of course, nobody understood what perception was saying.
So, where exactly did we all get sent?
I'm unfortunately unable to give you a definitive answer. However, if I were to take an educated guess, we're at some sort of convention. Actually, no. I would say we have somehow been transported into subspace.
Subspace? What's that?
Well, it's quite complicated to explain. You see...
It's the extra-dimensional void that exists between the multiverse. We pass through it each time we use a space bridge, or a transport cell, warp break, or a ground bridge. That's why you need to lock on your coordinates, otherwise you'll get stuck in here.
That is surprisingly accurate from the unfortunately individual.
Well, yeah. You don't get to be the galaxy's foremost expert in space bridge technology without learning a thing or two about subspace.
So if we truly are in subspace, then how do we get out again?
That's just it. You can't.
What the?
Prepare for oblivion, scrap face!
Lower your weapons, fool. Can't you see he's wearing the Decepticon insignia?
So we still don't know the money to get let this guy!
What we do, it's been a long time, Reflector.
I'm sorry, but I'm not Reflector.
You will say, bro.
I'm what you would call a generic, someone who looks like a regular character, but in reality is just a crowd filler or army builder voiced by an actor who had less than 3 roles that week.
How is that expression even relevant right now?
Him Ironhide just feeling dead. No, him Ironhide just feeling dead.
Generics. My whole timeline is littered with them. In fact, a good majority of them look exactly like you.
I'm flattered.
So, how did you end up in subspace? There hasn't been a reflector sighting, generic or otherwise, since the Battle of One City in 2005.
So? That mean nothing. Swoop ran past the camera before he even arrived at that battle. And don't get me, Grimlock, started on Snarl.
Why not? Snarl's a fantastic Dinobot. He's even one of the substitute Autobots. I love that little cute mute Triceratops.
What are you talking about? Snarl is a Stegosaurus. Slag is the Triceratops. Believe me, I should know.
I agree with Sixshot to an extent. The Stegosaurus component of Volcanicus was indeed named Snarl. However, the Triceratops was named Slug. And we did not mean to offend anyone from the UK.
Slug? Why didn't they just call him something like Snout? It would have started with an S and still keep with his flamethrower persona.
Apparently, it was an executive decision that the overrun incident from the power core combiners.
I was a test pilot for the Space Bridge program on Earth in 1984. Starscream sent me to Cybertron with a cache of energon cubes. Although I arrived at Shockwave's tower safely, my return trip to Earth proved to be disastrous.
And you've been stuck at 2 dimensions this whole time.
I have, with nothing more to do than watch as other, more fortunate travelers pass through, unaware of the pit I'm stuck in. Although I do get guests occasionally, I've just never had so many at once.
Wait, there are others here too? Where?
Right behind you.
Hello. Oh, goody, more of them. Okay, who are you and how did you get here?
Hi, my designation is Nautica, and this is my wrench. I was using it to repair the lost light quantum engines when I accidentally tightened when I should have loosened and sat here. I've actually been behind you guys the entire time. No one just acknowledged it.
I'm a switchman. Like all of you, I was messing around with the space bridge and got zapped here by mistake. But unlike you, I've been stuck here for countless stellar cycles. I'd be ever so grateful if you could help me escape.
Really? You told me you got dumped here because you kept trying to overthrow...
Don't you dare ruin this for me. I've got twin blasters and you've got a wrench. Figure it out.
Okay. Can we just please go home already because I'm not hungry?
How? You're the cannon fodder. I mean generic. I mean red shirts. I mean... Oh, forget it. There's no way out of here.
Not necessarily. If our teleportation to your excuse me for a second, is the direct result of simultaneous identical events taking place across multiple universes, then by my calculations, a similar event that takes place within the confines of this void should boomerang us all back to our original timelines.
Again, no one understood what you're saying.
So if I'm understanding you, we need to create an identical power surge to get us all back home?
But how can we do that if we don't have access to space bridges?
By utilizing the singular constant that we all share. What is the one commonality we all possess in every single universe?
What? Repaints to make more and more characters, easily sell money, and because people fall for it every time?
Quality voice acting?
Crossovers?
Yep.
Feminism?
Retail price hikes? Yep.
Bumblebee?
Don't even get me started on Bumblebee. No, our ability to transform.
What about us action master?
Except you guys.
Our ability to transform.
Yes, of course. If we all transform at once, the power distributed by our T-codes combined with the residual transwarp energies filling this section of stretch space should be more than enough to send us all back out.
Soundwave just nodded. He agrees with your assessment.
Oh, simple plans always work out for me, Grimlock. Just ask that jerk Primacron.
Finally, I shall be free of this place once and for all!
All right, everyone, on my mark. Autobots, Decepticons, Maximals, Predacons, Viacons, Neutrals, Generics, and everyone in between.